Yes, police brutality. Let us talk about it. Police brutality runs deep in this country. Police brutality meaning white officers killing black people, killing black men in particular, harassing and beating up black women, which seems to be the new trend. And we've heard of cases where black children have also become subjects of police harassment. What is this saying? What is this saying of a nation who holds itself in high esteem in the eyes of the world? It's not looking good, and it does not speak good of you. Police brutality. Recently, in the city of Ferguson, Missouri, within the last 2 months or 3 months, 2 black men have been murdered, killed. One supposedly was armed and the other was clearly unarmed. The point is, they're both dead. We have had countless situations in this country that has resulted in black men dying. A black man was choked to death, unarmed, pleading for his life, but still choked to death for selling cigarettes on a street corner. And we remember Trayvon Martin, and we remember the countless other black men who have succumbed to gunshots from police officers. Needless to say, we also remember the countless black women who have also been harassed, beaten by police officers. Some we have seen by way of video, and some we have not seen. But nevertheless, I'm not going to get into the specifics and the numbers of incidents that has happened. What I simply want to talk about is what needs to be done. And I'm going to make this very brief. Here's what I think needs to be done. 1, the police departments across this country needs to refresh themselves. They need to pull their officers in and equip them with proper training on how to police the community without becoming an enemy to the community. They have got to take the responsibility, meaning that the police departments across this country, they have got to take the responsibility for their behavior. Because if these police officers are out killing people, then the police departments becomes responsible for this. The police departments have got to refresh themselves by retraining their officers so that the officers can then execute their jobs properly, because let's face the fact, we do need police officers. We just don't need them harassing, hurting, beating, and killing members of the community that they're supposed to be serving. We don't want this. We don't need it. If this cannot and will not be done, then black people, let me speak to you. Each and every one of you who are hearing the sound of my voice at this moment, I am urging you to take action. I am urging you to change your behavior. I am urging you to stop asking because you are not a child. I'm asking you to stop discussing and stop negotiating and begin to become proactive. Begin to become proactive. This is what you can do, black people. First thing, do not support any police associations. Do not support any police associations. Do not give them your donations, and cut ties with them if you're doing it right now. Do not support them, because it is not right for us to give money to any association that is an avowed enemy to us. It makes absolutely no sense, and I'm urging you not to do it. And if you are doing it, cut ties with it immediately. Secondly, if there are any businesses in the community that can be identified as supporting and promoting violence or police brutality against black people, cut ties with them as well. I repeat, if there are any businesses in the community that is promoting or supporting violence against black people in the community, cut ties with them. And promoting and supporting means that even if they are silent, if they are quiet, if they are not doing anything to help against this type of behavior, they need to be eliminated from your pockets. You don't spend money with people who are your enemies. To do this is silly. You don't do stuff like that. If a person or a group of people is identified as an enemy caste, you have got to separate yourself from them. You have got to treat them like they are your enemies. Now, this can be Walmart, it can be Kmart, it can be any business. I can care less who it is. And particularly, let's look at phone companies. If a phone company like, say, Cricket, AT&T, T-Mobile, and the likes are doing this, and they are found guilty of either quietly supporting, promoting, or just remaining silent against police brutality against black people, I say take action and do not support them. Cut ties with them. If, however, you're unable to cut ties with your phone company immediately, I suggest that you at least examine and make necessary adjustments with your telephone bill. Meaning, if you are spending $50 with your phone company and they have been identified as being of such that I have described earlier, then reduce that bill by eliminating the things, the services that you don't need, because you don't need to be supporting your enemy. If you are in that situation, act accordingly. And this goes for any business that can be identified as being this way. We must cut ties with them. We must eliminate them from our pockets. In doing so, we might just be able to get the wrongdoers to stop doing wrong to us. But if we do nothing, the situation will continue. Because as it is right now, I don't think that negotiations and discussions are doing much. I don't think that protest is even doing anything, quite honestly. We go out, we protest, we make noise, they beat us, they shoot us. We run back home, we're upset, we get back into normal behavior, and then the same things happen all over again. Our black leaders, they go out, they negotiate, and they discuss these matters with police department, hoping for a solution, and they get a pat on the back, sent back into the black community, and the behavior continues. Mr. Al Sharpton, aren't you tired of going to funerals? Aren't you tired of constant negotiations and constant discussions, which I respectfully say to you, Mr. Sharpton, It's going nowhere. This is going nowhere. So we, the black community, we need to give our black leaders a little time to rest. Let them have a chance to be good to their own families and be present in the lives of their families. And I'm speaking to all of you who can hear this. If you hear it, pass it on to somebody else. Take individual action. Take individual action. We don't need black leaders to negotiate this for us because we all feel the pain alike. Every black person in this country can identify with what I'm talking about. Some may not have the courage to do this. If you don't have the courage to do it, that's fine. But pass this on to someone else who will hear it, and before you pass it on, make an attempt to act so that we can save another life. Thank you for listening. Salam alaikum.